All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our special session of All Things Cruises, where we will be diving in and getting you all prepared for EVO at Sea, our convention coming up in July. Super excited to have you guys all here. We're going to make sure we go through, get you guys all ready for the cruise part of it. Now, you guys, please understand, I know we're all travel agents, right? I know we're all travel agents. I know we've probably booked cruises. I know all of those things. So I might go over some stuff that you're like, no, duh, like I already know that. But just understand that there are people here that maybe have never cruised. Maybe they don't specialize in cruises. They don't book cruises. And so I have made this so that way everybody is prepared, whether you're an avid cruiser or not. And so just understand. And then, like I said, at the very end, I will take any questions that you guys have. Make sure that you guys aren't feeling, hopefully, not feeling lost. All right, let's. Also, happy Cinco de Mayo. Oh, man, Ah, happy Cinco de Mayo. It is Cinco de Mayo. It was perfect. We're doing a cruise to Mexico. My training was on a Monday. It's Cinco de Mayo, right? Couldn't be any more perfect. Love the theme slides. Listen, if I'm nothing, I'm clever. I'm cute, right? I just got back from an 8-day cruise. Carne asada tonight. There we go. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's get started. This is going to be, like I said, all things EVO at sea. We are going to get prepared. We're going to go over what to do prior to the cruise. We're going to go over what to pack for the cruise and the convention. We're going to talk about what you can't pack. And we're going to go over some helpful tips and tricks. It's a trip, but we're going to go over tricks. Awesome. Let me make sure. Had my fish tacos at Miguel's yesterday. Oh man, you were early. You were early. All right, let me move some of my screens around. So we are going to start in the fun shop. But before I do, has everyone accessed their cruise on the carnival.com website? Has everyone accessed their cruise on the Okay, there's a couple of no's. And in my opinion, if there is a no, then that means that we have to address it. So you have to go into the carnival.com website. Don't do it from your phone. Don't do it from the app. You have to go to the website. That way you guys can do that. The other thing too is I have heard some people have been trying to use their ResMagic number. That's not the number that you're going to be using. Make sure that you are using your Carnival reservation number, right? Make sure that you guys are using that. I need to reach out to them. I was added as it doesn't really matter. And they can't flip who the primary is. But anybody can log in and anybody can not take that cruise, but anybody can pull up that cruise on their website. I'm in a cabin with someone and she just shared the T1 number last night after the EVO money. Okay, so yes, make sure that you guys get that when you guys finish paying off your cruise, or even maybe a little bit before, you guys should have received that Carnival reservation number. It was an email and it actually shows like your balance paid off. It has your reservation number and all of that. And I will go to that. I just don't want to get out of this slide, but I will go to that afterwards. But I just want to let you guys know that this is where this is. I can't get in with the Carnival reservation number with my Carnival. Okay, so we'll go through that in a little bit, Kim. I will actually get in and I will show you guys the website as well. So let's go through this and then we'll go through that. I'm in a cabin with someone and okay, Joanne, you just said that. All right, so let's go through some things, you guys, that are super important. One of the things that we talked about last night, and we talked about the Whova app, right? The Whova app is going to be, or the Whova website, that is where everything's going to be. That's where all of the schedules are going to be. Now, Archer, or they're going to try to what's called white label the Whova app. And that way you guys will be able to access that with the ship Wi-Fi versus buying an internet package. However, we don't know if they're going to do that or allow that. Me personally, in my personal opinion, I would highly suggest getting Wi-Fi. I would highly suggest to get Wi-Fi. Remember that your devices that have data, like cell phones and tablets, they must go in airplane mode. They got to go in airplane mode, or you're going to accrue or incur roaming charges. And you don't want to do that. So make sure that you guys are well prepared for that. Again, the Whova app may or may not be white labeled. If it's not, then you're really going to need internet. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of ways that you guys can work around that. So there are different internet packages. The social is you guys can basically access social media. That's the biggest way, but you guys aren't going to be able to make Wi-Fi calls. You guys aren't going to be able to call. You're not going to be able to text, anything like that, but you will be able to use social media. This is $110 plus tax. Now, understand when I'm going through these prices today, these are going to be the published, not discounted rate. And I didn't want to give you guys the discounted rates because those are always fluctuating. So social is going to be just social media. Can't connect to Wi-Fi, like can't do Wi-Fi calling. For those of us that have iPhones, you won't be able to make iPhone calls or whatnot. Value. This is going to access all sites from the social plan plus faster internet speed. This one, you'll be able to use your email and browse the internet. Again, you still cannot Wi-Fi call or FaceTime. This one is $130 plus tax. Now, this is per device, and I'll go over that here in just a moment. Premium. Premium is going to access all sites from the social and value plans, plus 3 times faster internet speeds. You'll be able to stream movies, video chat, monitor your home, browse the web seamlessly. You'll also be able to use things like Netflix, Spotify, FaceTime, Zoom, and Ring, as well as if you have an iPhone, you will be able to call each other over Wi-Fi. This one is $140 plus tax. Now, also remember, you guys, these are all tax write-offs, so save the receipt, right? Now, this me personally, this is where I believe everybody should be at. And I'm going to explain to you why. And I'm not giving any trade secrets because I talked to Carnival and they said we're allowed to do it. So they can't be mad. So premium multi-device. This is going to be the premium, but you're going to get a discount because you're doing multiple devices. Now, for those of you guys that have never been on a cruise and you've never used Wi-Fi before, it's basically like a code or a link. So if you have, let's say you're using your cell phone with Wi-Fi and you suddenly want to use your tablet, like let's say you just bought the premium, right, by yourself. If you have Wi-Fi on your phone and suddenly you need to do something on your tablet or your Wi-Fi, you can log in. You'll have to disconnect on your phone, log into your tablet, log off your tablet, log into your laptop. So you only need one device because it's only one device logged in at any time. This premium multi-device, you guys will have 4 devices, meaning 4 devices can be on the internet at one time. Now, what I was told by Carnival, because my question was, well, we're coming on here as a bunch of agents. Some people are, you know, they're bunking over here, you know, they have a cabin mate and maybe they got somebody over here in this room, but it's 4 people. They said Carnival doesn't limit, it's not a cabin. Yes, you have to buy it per the cabin. But let's say me and my husband and I don't know, Tommy, Joe, and Jeff, right? Like the 4 of us, we decided we were going to go in on this multi-device. I would have a code. My husband would have a code. Tommy, Joe would have a code. Jeffrey had to have a code, right? And so then you guys can share that. Now, I'm not going to get into the how you do it. I'm not going to go into the how to pay for it. I'm not going to go into any of those things, but understand that there are 4 devices, 4 device codes, and you can use them outside of just your cabin. They'll just have to have, login password, whatever. This one is $420 plus tax. Now, these ones are currently on sale for a little bit less, but I did do the pricing for you guys. If you get the premium, even on sale, premium multi-device is cheaper. So now you do have to purchase this prior to getting on board the ship. So if you guys are wanting to do this, I would get it set up beforehand. Drink packages. Carnival probably by far has the most. Never mind, we won't go there. It's pretty straightforward. You got the bottomless bubbles. Okay, bottomless bubbles is going to be soda, juice, iced tea, like that kind of stuff. It is $56.05 plus tax for an adult, $41 plus tax for children. We need the premium package access I will tell you later, Jeanette. I'm not quite sure. Again, that's something that we're having to work through with Carnival. So, bottomless bubbles, you guys, this is different. If you guys are used to other cruise lines and not Carnival, this only includes soda and juice. Okay, I know other cruise lines, like this one usually includes like mocktails and water and things like that. Bottomless bubbles only is soda and juice. Cheers. This is going to be your all-inclusive, all the drink type things. All spirits, including cocktail sodas, zero-proof frozen cocktails, energy drinks, specialty coffee, hot tea, bottled water, and other non-alcoholic bottled beverages. That is $442.20 plus tax. Now, again, like I said, it is on sale. But if you choose to do it on your first day of the cruise, that's what you're going to be paying on the ship. Now, Carnival does have a 15 drink limit. 15 drink limit. So after that 15th drink, there's no more for you. Prices are, no, so this is, I did not give you price per day. I'm giving you the total because you can't purchase it just for a couple of days. You have to buy the whole package. So I gave you guys the whole amount. So this is, a child is 41 plus tax, adult is 56.05 plus tax, 442.20 plus tax. I believe this one is like $84 per day or something like that. Is that $442 per person? Yes. So great. Thank you, Gigi, for reminding me. Also, you guys, anyone over the age of 21 in your cabin must purchase this package. So if you are rooming with a roomie who does not want the drink package, you guys are going to have to Rochambeau on whether or not they pay for it or not. You guys will have to figure that out. I did also call Carnival to ask them if they make any waivers for pregnant people, recovering, alcoholics or anything like that, people who just don't simply drink or religious, whatever. They do not, because I was asking about that. And they said, no, because the Cheers package offers so many other things other than just alcohol. So they do not make that waiver on Carnival. So that's that thing with the Cheers. But again, anyone over the age of 21 will have to do that. Prices are, this is total, Laura. I'm giving you guys total prices. Is it possible to make it to the 15? People do make it to the 15 drink. Also, there is a price limit. If you buy a drink that's more than $20, they will charge you the difference. Also, something with Carnival and most cruise lines, if you do buy a drink while you're still in U.S. waters, you will be charged tax. Once we are in international water, they will not charge you tax. So if you go to the bar as soon as we get on the ship, just understand that you will be paying that tax there. Is it 15 per day limit or whole cruise? No, 15 per day. 15 per day. 15 per day. All right. So There are a couple of other options for people who want maybe the wine package or something like that. So, cruise the vineyard. Enjoy your favorite wine at a discounted price. This one includes about 35 different wines that I counted. And this one is going to be $95.58 plus tax. I'm a wine girl. There you go, Gigi. So this one is only, there's a list of like 35, and it gives you discounts. It's like a discount card with that. And then you have your premium, which is the Cruise the Vineyard Premium. This one includes over 70 different types of wine. And this one is $146.32 plus tax. You guys do me a favor. I know you guys have questions. I want to make sure, I want to go through all of these slides, and then I will do questions at the very end, just because I know that I'm missing a lot. Our sparkling waters. Okay, just as soon as I said that, all the questions came through. She's saying if one person in the cabin purchases chairs, everyone in the cabin over 21 must purchase it. Does Carnival allow guests to bring one? We're gonna go through that, Richard. Like I said, I will go through all the info. Our sparkling wines included, so the champagne, wine, all of that. It just depends on the vineyard. Does Carnival let you know if the pricing is over 12 when you order? It's over $20, Jody. $20. And so they typically, like on their menu, it will say pricing of the drinks. As long as you're a wine girl and not a wine girl. That's funny. You mean the bottomless is $56 per 5. Surya. So this is 56.05 total for the whole cruise. That's the total. It's like, I don't know, $11, $12 or something like that per day. I thought the first day isn't included in the package. You have to pay for your drinks the first day. Well, what I read, it is port dependent. Yep. From Bottomless Bubbles, does everyone in cabin need to go in on that as well? Nope, not that one. Can you repeat the 15 drinks? 15 adult beverages per, yep. They cut you off. And the thing is it's not just like your package includes 15 and you can go buy a 16. You're cut off after 15. How much are drinks separately without the package? Okay. I'm not whiny. I don't do that mess as long as you're, any way to just get specialty coffees, no alcohol. Nope. So that's one of the things that I asked, but these are the packages. So if you don't want to pay for this, then you're going to have to pay a la carte. And as for pricing of drinks, you guys, there's really no way. All right. Hold off on questions. I don't want to have to close the chat box, guys. I promise I will answer any questions at the very end. I just want to make sure that we get through this. No, you're good, Chance. I could get off on whole tangents and then we'll be here for 5 hours. So the 15. Nope, just alcohol. Just alcohol. You're good. Just alcohol. They don't want people getting stupid, right? So drinks and food you can bring on board. Food and drinks that you guys can bring on board. You can bring food. I know that's a big one that people ask is, can I bring food on board? You can. Any food items brought on board must be prepackaged and unopened. Homemade items or pre-cooked foods are not allowed. Okay, so you can't bring, mom's homemade baked ziti or something. But if you, especially this is important if you are bringing kiddos, if they're kids like mine, I have to travel with snacks. If you're Christina Bertels and I, we have to travel with snacks. We like the snackies. So get your snacks, just make sure they're closed, make sure there's nothing wild or whatnot. Alcohol, each person over the age of 21 can bring one bottle, 750 milliliters, not the Costco size, right, of wine or champagne on board and must be in carry-on, not checked luggage. Not checked luggage. Non-alcoholic, each person can bring 12-ounce cans or cartons of non-alcoholic beverages, soda, juice, energy drinks, etc. on board and must be in your carry-on, not your checked luggage. You can, if it is in a can or a carton. So by carton, they're talking like a milk carton. You cannot bring plastic on board. They allow you to bring it as long as it's in a can or a carton, you can bring it. And you can pre-order water to your room. All right. All right. Would it be easier if I go slide by slide and ask you, and you guys can ask questions? Would that be easier? Till waiting till the end. Would it be easier to do it that way? No. Okay, then we'll wait. Okay, we'll wait till the end. Perfect. Non-alcoholic. So now we're going to talk about excursions. So you guys understand that, and I know we talked about this yesterday, but you are at convention, right? You're at convention that happens to be on a cruise ship, right? You are on a cruise ship for convention. I understand that when you go to book these excursions, there are going to be at least half of them, if not more, that have excursion times that meet up before 11 a.m. You do not want to do that. The reason I'm saying is if you guys look at the schedule, there's going to be giveaways. There's going to be awards. There's going to be trainings. So you guys don't want to miss this. We don't actually get into Cabo until like 10 a.m. Tenders begin around 10 a.m. It is a tendered port. If you guys don't know what tendered port means, it means that we're not docking. We're not attaching to the dock. We actually have to get into another boat that takes us into the marina if you've never been to Cabo. And so that's how they get you over, is by a boat. And then convention gets out at 11. So if you find an excursion that does any kind of pickup after 11 a.m., that is an acceptable excursion to do. I'm going to tell you guys from personal experience, there is a 2-hour time difference between Southern California and Cabo. Well, there was when I went in January. So there is a 2-hour difference. If you have Wi-Fi, on your cell phone, do not expect it to update for you. Yeah, it's central. Thank you, Gigi. Don't expect your phone to update your phone if you have Wi-Fi. Ship time versus local time, know the difference. Yep. I relied on my phone I thought because I had Wi-Fi, I thought it was going to automatically change over. We almost missed our excursion. Now, you don't want to miss convention, right? Especially because I believe the day at Cabo is when we're doing our gold promotions. It's when we're doing travel awards and all of that. Last week, and it was exactly. I don't know who this is. This is through Tim. That's interesting because like Gigi said, I believe they're in Central Time, but just pay attention to ship time. That's the biggest thing. Stay on ship time. Don't be late. Don't be late. Carnival is so good at constantly reminding you about ship time and local time. Yes, my point is that if you set your alarm to get up and your phone has not changed times, you will be late. That's what I'm talking about. Waking up in the morning, right? Ensenada, you guys, we will be at the Fiesta most of the port time. So don't plan any excursions that day either, as we will be at that Fiesta a majority of that time. Other fun shop items. I wasn't going to put them all listed here. You guys can go look at those. There are a couple of different photo packages. If somebody wanted to, let's say I wanted to buy the photo package, as long as I'm in the picture, I can have anybody else in the picture with me. So if you wanted to have, you wanted to have a picture of your whole team, right? You guys can do that. Purchasing the photo package. Again, you just have to be in that photo if you're the one that bought the package. And then they have several different ones that you can choose from. Spa and salon. Again, you guys can make those appointments. Just make sure that they are outside of any convention time. Specialty dining. Same thing. They do have a couple of different specialty restaurants on there. There are a couple of different cooking classes that you guys can take. Perfect. Thanks, Richard. Cruise cash. You guys can also add cruise cash on there, as well as any gifts and room decor. And don't worry, we're going to go over a couple of those different things here in just a moment. Schedule of events. Most all of you guys, well, let me rephrase that. Every single person here has been sent the Whova app or the Whova email. Do me a favor, take a moment, if you have not already, and go check and make sure that you guys have that email. It was sent to the email that you bought your convention ticket with. Most cell plans are okay in Cabo off the ships. Yes, most people can talk on their phone with no problem in Cabo or in Mexico in general. I did it. Yep, it came out last night. Yes, Pravilla, as mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, this is strictly a convention special session. You got yours. Connie, you got yours. Lisa did it last night. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I only got one email yesterday from Whova without a code. If you did not get a code, you can blue box and you can get that code. It says it's fine, Natasha. It doesn't, whatever time they get to Cabo, we won't be getting off the boat until after 11. Admin, I don't know your name, but yes, please go ahead. Check your spam, check everything. Make sure you're checking the email that you bought your ticket with. Most all of you got it. Okay, perfect. So, schedule of events. Whova, be sure to download the app and register with the same email you bought your convention ticket with. The app is imperative to know when and where you need to be. Always be early and never leave early. Always be early. For those of you guys that have been to convention before, how many of you guys know how important that is? Arrive early and never leave early. How many of you guys understand that statement? How many of you guys tell the people that have never been to convention how important that is? I'll never forget the year somebody missed out on $1,000 because they decided to go to lunch early. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't be late. Only go to the bathroom when there's bathroom breaks. Like, I'm telling you. Learned that last night, right? Always. I learned that from SoCal Bootcamp. You might miss out. Absolutely. And they are suppliers. You never know when they're going to be giving away vacations. You never know when people are going to give away money or convention tickets or anything else like that. Never be late or leave early. Got it. Got it. Got it. Wonderful. Perfect. All right. So we all understand that. Cruise ship themes. Every cruise ship has themes when cruising. If you guys want to know, if you guys are interested, no, they can't say what nights, but as long as you pack it, you'll be ready. There is an 80s rocking glow party. You can bring glow sticks on the cruise ship, but no laser beams or laser things or laser pointers or whatever. So 80s rocking glow party. There is also going to be a 70s and Motown party. There's also going to be a Fiesta White party. Those are the three parties that Carnival Estates will be themed on that ship for that sailing. If it doesn't happen or they don't occur, don't blame the messenger, right? Don't blame the messenger. I'm just the one who called and got the information, but I wanted to let you guys know because I think that these are really great things for you guys to maybe within your team, you guys plan something, you guys can take group photos. I know one of the big things with convention that we love to do is we like that group camaraderie. We like that stuff. We like to have fun with our teams. And so maybe you guys can go back and say, hey guys, like, there's going to be an 80s rocking glow party on the cruise. I think it would be awesome if we all dressed up and we could take, you know, some group photos. It's about having fun, right? So 80s rocking glow party, 70s Motown party, Fiesta White party. There's also a silent party and a DFH party. Those are both not really themed, but if you've never been to a silent party, they're very interesting to watch. And then if you, the DFH, that's Dear Future Husband, they have a show called Dear Future Husband, which is basically a couple, it's a play or a show where they pretend to get married or whatever. Well, the DFH party is the reception, and this is where people from the cast basically party with the guests. So that's something else that's on the calendar, but it's not really like a theme per se. Attire. I know that this was a big one that was talked about yesterday, so let's go ahead and dive into convention and cruise attire. Convention. Syria, they don't tell us what day the themes are, but you just pack it and you wear it. Convention, business casual. Remember, you will be representing your business. This will be a time where you'll be building relationships with our business development managers and leadership and taking photos. Think social proofing, right? You're going to be posting this on your social media. You're going to be talking about you. You're going to be talking about your business. Unless indicated as a casual event, i.e. the Queen Mary Picnic, which is a tentative event at this point, and Ensenada Fiesta. Queen Mary Picnic, the tentative event, would be a good time for you guys to wear like your team shirts, right? If that event does happen, that would be a great time for maybe you guys to come together, wear your team shirts. It's kind of like for those of you guys that have been in years past when we used to have like the Sunday family picnic, right? Kind of a thing. But this time, you know, maybe you, and that's something that you guys can decide as a team with your team. And then Ensenada is going to be the fiesta. And the suggestion there is to wear your EVO at Sea t-shirt. The t-shirt will be distributed at registration on the Queen Mary. So that's when you will get your EVO at Sea. Now, this is the other one people asked. Do we have? Ask your team specifically. I know I just mentioned team shirts. Somebody asked me, ask your platinum or ask your team if you guys do have some type of team shirt, or maybe you guys come up with a theme or whatever, right? But just talk to them, because some teams do have that. Now, they could be on that site, Joanne. She told me don't ever rely on that because they may always change the schedule. But honestly, as long as you have the clothes, it doesn't matter. Just wear it when they say. For the cruise, outside of the convention, you're free to dress however you wish. However, just remember that even though we aren't in convention, you are still representing the Archer and Evolution travel family. If choosing to eat in the main dining room for dinner, there will be a dress to impress or formal attire evening if you should choose to participate. All other nights are typically cruise casual or themed attire. Dinner is on own. So if you guys look at your reservation, it'll say my time dining between 5:30 and 9. Okay, so you guys get to go to the main dining hall. You guys get to figure out what time you want to eat. You guys decide how you want to dress. But just remember that because there is going to be, I don't know, 1,000+ people from Archer and Evolution on this cruise ship, you probably, I know me personally, I don't want to, but I don't know that I want somebody to accidentally get me in the background of a picture and post it somewhere of me wearing something less than favorable. But if that you don't care, then that's on you, right? So just understand that outside of convention, you are free to wear what you want, how you want. You are free to go to the main dining room if you want to. You're free to go to the buffet every night. You are free to do any of the quick eats. You guys are free to schedule specialty dining. Now, I will tell you, look at the Whova app, because there are a couple of times where we do go into the evening. So just be mindful of that. Now, cruise casual. I understand cruise casual may be a little deceiving. That does not mean that you get to show up in torn up jeans or bathing suits or things of that nature. There is still a little bit of a requirement there. Just don't wear it, Chance, and you'll be fine, right? All other nights are typically cruise casual themed attire. Dinner is on own, so you guys can decide what you guys want to do there for dinner. Do's and don'ts, the do's and don'ts, and some miscellaneous information. Here's where Krista gets long-winded in the lists, but it's okay. It's all good information. Just kidding. All right. Luggage tags. And you guys, I will drop these links for you. Luggage tags. Trust me when I say this makes your life 1,000% easier. 1,000% easier. Get those. There is a first aid kit. I don't know that I can click on these. I don't think I made them links. First aid kit, magnetic hooks. Make sure you guys pack the seasickness medication. Even if, I always tell people, even if you've never been motion sick on a ship before, the one time that you don't pack it is when you're going to need it. So things like meclizine, transdermal patches, the scopolamine patches, those are prescriptions that you can get from your doctor. C-bands, etc. If you're somebody who knows exactly what you need for your motion sickness, I know some people use drops and more herbal remedies. You guys can do that too. Prescription medications, you guys, please make sure that those in your carry-ons, not in your checked baggage. Over-the-counter medications, pain meds, heartburn, sinus, allergy, etc. You guys bring the pharmacy. If you've ever been or seen my ins and outs of cruising, I go in through a whole list of medications that you should be carrying in your bag. Business cards, lots of them. Now, I understand that some people, they use the pop or the dot or the electronic thing. I highly suggest that you get some physical business cards. So that way you guys can have them. That's where, again, this is a huge time for you guys to network with other agents, network with all of that. I am going to put this in here now, and I'll probably say it several times. Richard, yes, we're going to go over that in a little bit. Business cards. We talked about it last night. Understand that under no circumstances are you to be prospecting for clients or agents. Now, if somebody asks you, oh, what are you doing on this ship? Right? And you can tell them like, oh, I'm a travel agent. Like, we're here for our annual convention. Like, and if they pick up a conversation, like, that's totally different. But you can't be caught. Like, don't start. There was an agent, and I don't even remember their name, but there was an agent who went to the casino and put a business card on every single slot machine. Do not do that. There was somebody else who early morning went and put flyers on every beach chair at the pool. Do not do that. Right? It is a sure way for us to get in trouble with Carnival. And the last thing you want is to be the person who loses our contract with Carnival and not be able to book with them anymore. So just be mindful of that. Now, like I said, again, if somebody asks you, like, what are you doing here? You can't be like, oh, I'm here on a family fishing trip. Like, you don't have to lie, right? But just understand that don't go with the intent of prospecting. Now, yesterday we did get permission. You can wear like a t-shirt or something that says like Travel Agents Rock, right? You are able to put like, if you have a business logo, you can wear that. You just can't be caught like distributing, right? You can't be so like, hey, you want to be a travel agent? Hey, you want to be a travel agent? Hey, you want to be a travel agent? Now, if somebody asks, I go by the motto, and my uncle's in this chat, so he's probably gonna laugh because he knows where I got this from. But I have the motto in those situations: you got to ask one to be one. And so that's kind of my rule of thumb. You got to ask one to be one. And so if somebody asks me, then I'm going to tell them about it. But other than that, I don't. Or email, and I'm on my cell. So Charmaine, in the email, it will give you the code. It's very hard. It's like in a paragraph. You got to actually read the paragraph, but it is in there. Business cards. Battery pack for your phone. You guys bring a battery pack. Don't rely on there being a port or a charging location. Make sure that you guys bring that back up. Cabin door decorations. Be sure they are magnetic, no tape, and no advertising your business. Again, don't put a magnetic card holder on your door with a stash of business cards. That is not okay either. You guys can use command hooks because they easily come off. In the event that there is something unacceptable, or not approved by Carnival, it will be removed from your door and placed in your cabin. I don't know if you guys recently saw the letter that came out from Carnival, but they are no longer allowing certain fruits on their doors with suggestive sayings. Was that a pretty PC way to say that? I think that was pretty PC. Now, in the event that you do, they'll remove it and they'll put it in your room for you. But no advertising. Now, if you want to do, an EVO thing, like you want to put if you want to do like a team door decorating thing, and if you want to put something about EVO or Archer, like that's different, right? Right, that's different. Because we're all very proud of EVO, right? Comfy shoes, you will be walking a lot. Promise you that if you're wearing stilettos and the boat sways and you fall over and my camera's in my hand, I'm taking a picture of you. Nothing but love. It's nothing but love. Justin. No. Don't even try it, sir. So not that I wish anyone to get hurt, but I'm just saying there's going to be a lot of agents on this ship, and guarantee you that if you get tipsy and tipsy over, somebody's going to catch it on camera. And we will laugh, but then check on you. Yes, obviously. I mean, of course. It's kind of like when your kid falls and you chuckle and then you're like, oh, poo, are they ready? Are they okay? All right. Notebook, pens, tissue. If you guys don't tear up at one point or another at this convention, you're only lying to yourself. Like, it's gonna happen. Bring a pack or two of tissues because at some point, no falling asleep in training sessions, laugh out loud, get a photo. Waterproof mascara, right? It happens. There is something just powerful about being in the room. Even if somebody doesn't say anything sad, it's just, there's a lot of power in that room. And don't over energy drink. Peppermint candies, just in case you get queasy, that'll help with that upset stomach. Sunscreen, make sure that you guys bring that insulated cup with lid. Now, nobody's gonna be monitoring this. Please don't show up to convention sessions wasted. Just don't. Right, that looks real tacky. For those of you guys that are getting those drink packages, we all like to have a good time. We all like to have fun, but just make sure that you can hold your liquor or just hold off on drinking said liquor until after convention. But insulated cups, just in general, you guys, it's going to be hot on the pool deck. It's going to be hot places. It's nice to be able to have that insulated. Want to participate in ever popular duck hunting? Bring fun rubber duckies to hide. It is super fun. If you guys have never seen this, never been on a cruise, people love, I know my daughter's already looking forward. They're already starting to stack up on ducks. Duck hunting is super fun. Yes, bring your liquid IV. Very, very much so. Drink one, no matter if you've been drinking or not. Everybody should be drinking a liquid IV every night before they go to bed so their cells can rejuvenate. That is my medical PSA. It's fun. I love filling my cup up with ice and water or lemonade. Like, stay hydrated. Absolutely. But ducks, you guys can hide rubber duckies. It's always super fun to do. You guys can look into that as well. There's also some other fun things that cruise lines do. They do fish hook gift exchanges and things like that that you guys can do as well. Yes, girl. I remember yes, girl, I remember a platinum who was no names. We all know who, if this is your 5th or more convention. Listen, we have a good time. nothing wrong with having a good time as long as you behave. All right, prohibited items. Now, you guys, I have to deliver it. I have to say it because if you bring it, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Um, oops, sorry, Joanne. My bad. Anyways, yes, sniffing them helps. We do this in the hospital lab. Hadn't heard that. Alcohol swabs too help with nausea. There you go. We do all kinds of stuff in the medical field. All right, so any illegal narcotics, drugs, including synthetic designer drugs, marijuana, cannabis derivatives, such as CBD, items even marked for medicinal use. You heard it here. If you get caught, you'll get in trouble, and you don't want to end up on the no cruise thing. And anyways, so do with that as you wish. Any type of weapon, gas, explosive, knives, scissors, open razors, or ammunition. Alcohol, no hard liquor or beer. In the event that you guys are in Mexico and you guys buy alcohol, they will hold on to the alcohol until you exit the cruise back in Long Beach. Electrical and household appliances containing any kind of heating element, such as irons, clothes steamers, heating blankets, water heaters, coffee machines, hot plates, toasters, humidifiers, etc. I saw them take clothes steam. Yep, they will. Even me, the one who used to be able to sneak it on, I eventually got mine taken away. Handcuffs or other restraining devices. Listen, they put it, so I have to say it, right? Boom boxes, radios, and all types of speakers, including Bluetooth, portable, and wireless. Now, I would imagine that using them in your stateroom is okay, but if they see them, they may confiscate them. Yep, I already talked about that. Minefield. I already put that in there. An insulated cup. No way. No. Victoria, we haven't gotten there yet. There are some lists of exemptions. Personal grooming devices such as hair dryers, flat irons, curling irons, shavers, and other electrical devices such as fans, no larger than 12 inches in diameter, power strips, multi-plug box outlet adapters, and extension cords, as long as they do not have surge protectors. CPAP machine will need to be packed in a carry-on luggage. You can purchase distilled water, or you guys can carry on distilled water. However, it has to be sealed. It can't be like a half-gone bottle of distilled water, which is why I'm guessing they allow you to purchase it on board. You guys can get that. Small, personalized sized coolers, no larger than 12 by 12 by 12. To give you an idea, that's typically like the size of a lunchbox, like a, adult size lunchbox, not a kid's size lunchbox. Google type glasses are permitted on board in public areas, but cannot be worn at any gangway operation. I know that we do have a couple of people here that do have those recording type glasses, so they are allowed. You just can't use them in the gangway. Seashells may be brought on board if they appear to be clean and sanitized and do not have the odor of a living organism. Drones, made of Ray-Bans, love mine. There you go. Drones are allowed. I found this very interesting. Drones are allowed to be brought on board. However, they will be placed in the custody of the chief security officer and will have to be checked out prior to exiting the ship at port. I wouldn't bring one, but there are people who like to bring their drones for aerial footage. Just understand that if you bring one, it will be held by the security officer, and you can take it on. You'll check it out to get off at port, and you'll turn it back in once you get back on the ship. There you go. Well, and sometimes, Joanne, too, it depends on the port because MSC, like if it's like their private island, like they had to truck all that stuff in. So it just really depends too. Me personally, being as though I have family in Hawaii, we don't bring back any shells, sand, or anything from anywhere because I do believe in the power of the goddess that will destroy your life for stealing that stuff from the ocean. I only babysit it to share my guess. All right. Some miscellaneous information. Park your car in the parking structure at the cruise port. Do not park your car for the cruise portion of the convention at the Queen Mary. It is illegal to take sand, but also you don't want to mess with Pelham. Park your car in the parking structure at the cruise port. Do not park your car for the cruise portion of the convention at the Queen Mary. Have luggage tags on suitcases prior to arrival to the cruise port. Curbside porters are customarily provided a $1 tip per bag. They are not employees of Carnival, and should a guest experience have any problems, you'll want to go to porter management on site. So I know that's a question that a lot of people have. What kind of tip should I expect or whatnot? There is a kids camp. I know that was a question that popped up last night as well about the kids camp. We have set well, not me personally, but they did set the schedule up to be around when those are open, hopefully. Now, obviously, we can't control those hours. But there is an area. Camp Ocean actually has 5 different rooms that range from 2 to 11. That's on deck 11 midship. Circle C, which is 12 to 14, is on deck 3 forward. Club O2 is 15 to 17. That's on deck 3 forward. You guys, when you get on board, make sure you go register your child as soon as you get on board. Space will fill up. Guests must select their arrival appointment and complete their online check-in process no later than 9 p.m. PST prior to their sailing date. What time do we, our Archer Evolution agents, what time do we have to be on board the ship by? Two p.m. I love it. I love it when you guys pay attention. 2 p.m. Yes, 2 p.m. You guys will also print boarding passes. I'll show you guys some of that here in just a moment when we go through the website. Make sure you guys print your boarding pass. I tell you this because every once in a while apps have glitches. Make sure that you guys have your boarding pass printed out. Travel documents, passport or government ID and birth certificate. So it is a closed loop. You don't technically have to have a passport. So passport or government ID and birth certificate. You guys still have plenty of time. You guys could order your passport. You might have to expedite it. But if you guys would rather do that, it's a lot faster. On embarkation day, initial bank hold of up to $200 will be placed to verify validity of card on file. As money is spent throughout the cruise, additional holds on the bank funds are obtained. Marion, it does say copy or certified. Or certified copy. So when you guys do your online check-in, it is going to make you set up your sail pass card. You'll have to put your information in there. Now they do have kiosks where you guys can go. If you guys can pay your invoice, your bill down, you guys can go to customer service and pay down that bill with cash. Also, only need birth certificate if just ID with passport is not needed. Correct. You just need passport or birth certificate and government ID. So either passport or birth certificate and government ID. Yes, you guys are going to want to download the app. However, again, like I said, make sure that you guys print out your boarding pass in the event that the app is down or glitchy or doesn't work. Yes. So passport or government ID and birth certificate. Let's see. Yes, Alina, I went through that earlier already. Let's see. VIFP can be added to account. The easiest way is to just call Carnival and have it added. I had mine added. No big deal. Super easy. Just called, had it added. Allergies. Be sure to head to the dining room to address and have it documented. Yep. For allergies and other disability access, sharps, containers, etc., you can fill out a form through the special needs department ahead of time. Yep, exactly. All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. I'm going to open it up for questions. I'm not going to go scroll all the way through all of that. Just put your questions in there. I'll answer your questions one at a time, and then go from there. Can I show the drink package again? Yes. There you go. Drink package. All right, let's see. What is VIFP? Okay, whoops, let me go up. What is VIFP? VIFP is very important fun person, but it is also their loyalty. If you've never cruised on Carnival, you don't have one yet. If you've cruised on Carnival, you have one. And the reason why people want to add it is because they want to make sure that they get their cruise loyalty points. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it. Do both people in the cabin have to purchase the vineyard package? That I don't know specifically on that one. I didn't click into it, but you can go into the fun shop and look at it. Will you be sharing the slides? I will not be sharing the slides, but I will share this recording. In your opinion, which night would be the best to make a reservation at the steakhouse? Well, I would go look at the schedule of events in Hoover, and I would make a decision from there. I don't know what themes are going to be what. I don't know what night the fun thing. I definitely probably wouldn't do it on the first night that we get on board. And then Cabo, I think we're in Cabo until 5 or 6. I want to say Ensenada, we're in Ensenada till like 4 or 5. And then there's I think there's 2 days where we go on, like during convention, we are going until 5. So just kind of look at the Hoover, look at the schedule, and go from there. And then also just check with your team to make sure that you guys aren't doing any kind of like team nights or things like that, because you don't want to miss out on that. Do you have to bring birth certificate if you have your passport? No. What's the best time to board to avoid long lines? Heidi, I am a firm believer of getting on as soon as possible. But because people have these assigned times, there's not really long lines anymore because people have to come in at their assigned time. Might be a dumb question. Do you take your passport with you every time you leave the ship or leave it in the cabin safe? So Joanne, not a dumb question, but I actually have a passport and my passport card. So I actually leave my passport in the cruise safe, and then I carry my passport card on me. Internet. There you go. There's internet. Can you go over what is considered business casual attire? Can I wear dressy jeans with a blouse, for instance? So Sharon, yeah, you can. It's just, however, the thing is with convention, you're representing you, right? You're representing you, you're representing your business, you know, you're representing the company. And so the biggest thing is like, don't show up in pajamas, right? Like, don't show up, you know, it's a professional convention. But yes, people can wear, you know, jeans. People wear jeans and blouses and whatnot. Absolutely. Let's see. What about shorts for convention? You can, Jeanette. Nobody's going to kick you out of convention for what you're wearing. But I would hope that there's enough respect for the company that people, you know, aren't showing up in Daisy Dukes and, you know, bathing suits and things like that. But I will tell you from years past, what people typically wear to convention are like sundresses, like for women, or like dress pants and a blouse. There are some people that'll wear like dressier jeans and a blouse. Gentlemen usually are wearing like khakis or khaki type shorts with button up or polos or things like that. Drink packages are priced per day. The what I showed you, the drink packages that I showed you guys over here, I gave you guys the totals, but online it'll show you the price per day, but you can't just buy it for a couple of days. That's why I gave you the total. And you guys are best to purchase prior to getting on board. Do we have access to any type of drinks too without purchasing the drink package? You'll have like water, tea, coffee, lemonade. So like the basic drinks. I mean, you can obviously buy stuff too. Like if you don't buy a drink package, like you can buy things a la carte as well. Your drink package doesn't include the first day. We learned that the hard way. So Penny, it is port dependent. Let's see, Wi-Fi question. If I have an international plan on my phone, will that cover the Wi-Fi on the ship or just in port? Monica, you will absolutely turn your phone into airplane mode when you get on the ship. Like once we set sail, you will set, and I've had people question me on it, and it's okay. And then they get the bill. So international calling doesn't apply on a cruise ship. You're gonna want to put it in now. Some phone carriers do have cruise packages, but I can't guarantee, because then you're still using their towers and bouncing off of, so I don't know how well that will work. Me personally, I don't mess around. I don't play the games. I just spend the $100 and I buy the Wi-Fi. But yes, your international plan will work just fine when you're at port. Will we get a discount for the parking for pre-convention at the Queen Mary? Great question, Charmaine. Yes, pre-convention parking at the Queen Mary is $10 a day, and you can come in and out. It is $10 a day at the Queen Mary. Jody, I do not book cruises. That's okay. Last night they said we need to book a time to get on the ship. How and where do we do that? So Jody, 14 days prior to the cruise, you will go in and you will do your check-in. I actually have it pulled up so I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So here is the cruise manager. Eventually it will pop up. So here is your cruise manager. It is, my reservation is in here. This is the fun shop where you can purchase all of these things. You can, oops, that's not what I wanted. Down here, it's going to show you your to-do list. So online check-in for booking is available July 10th. So you're going to come in here and you're going to do your check-in. I have 2 different cabins, so I have to do check-in for 2 different cabins. You're then going to print your documents for both, as well as your luggage tags. Now, I can't obviously show you guys what those luggage tags look like here, but this is where you guys are going to go July 10th. That's 2 weeks prior to sail date. You guys are going to do this. You guys are also, it cuts off at 9 p.m. PST the day before the cruise. So just make sure, just do it. Put an alarm on your phone. July 10th, go in and do your online check-in for that. And that's where you're going to select your onboarding time. Now, remember that we are not the only people on this cruise ship. So if you are wanting to do certain things, or you're wanting to get on as early as possible, make sure that you do that as early as possible. 14 days before sailing. First night gets free. What was the great training last night? I was flying. So yesterday, CJ, we went through the schedule day by day. For convention, we talked about agent, non-agent, companion type tickets, what they have access to. They did record that. So if you did miss last night's corporate training, I would definitely hop on that. LaRonda, I have 3 friends coming to convention who are not part of the business. Will they need to come to Queen Mary to get wristbands? If they have nothing to do with convention, they don't have a companion, nope. So for Wi-Fi, you'll only need to purchase the multi-device for 1 person for 4. So Nikki, no, if it's just you, if it's just you that needs Wi-Fi, you can have what, like if you're using your phone, use the Wi-Fi on your phone, and then if you're done, then like if you need to get on your laptop, then you can like move the Wi-Fi from your phone to your laptop. Or you can go in with a couple other people and you guys can buy the 4-person or the 4 device. You're welcome, Alice. Lisa, do we get more dressed up for convention opposed from trainings? The trainings are during convention. Do I have to get the cheers package or can we get the bottomless bubbles we don't want? No, you don't have to get any of it. You don't have to purchase any drink packages if you don't want to. You can buy stuff a la carte. You said you would go over what to do about getting into my Carnival account with Archer's registration number. Is it just calling Carnival or do I need to call Archer? Kim, Phil, can you unmute? Are you in a position to unmute?
Yes.
Okay. So did you go to carnival.com?
I went to carnival.com with my VIP number, and I can't put that the code that Carnival gave me, or
What?
Archer gave me. Sorry.
So is it your registration? Is it your reservation number or your res magic number?
It's no the J whatever. It's the
Okay.
it's that number. It won't come up under my VIP under my VIP. My
Kristen,
husband's doesn't
Yeah.
either.
No,
can
you
I
have to
say
go in as a
something?
guest.
Can I say
Yeah, I
something
went
quick?
as I didn't go as an
Hold on.
agent. I went in as a guest under my not under as my agent, as my under my
I under
VIFP.
I understand. Go to carnival.com,
Uh-huh.
not logged in.
Not logged in as an agent, as a customer,
No,
as
I'm saying do not log in at all.
okay.
Go to carnival.com
Okay.
and see if you can pull it up that way.
Also, I just called them at the beginning of, well, I was listening to you, and I had to give them Archer's IATA number. So once I gave them Archer's IATA number, then it would let me look at it. Then I had to go on to carnival.com, like Chris is telling us, and actually add the booking into my cruises because it wasn't showing up. So I
Yeah, you
just
have to
did
add
all
it.
that and it worked.
Yeah, you have to add it to your cruises. But yeah, you shouldn't have to call Carnival. You just have to go on the website, not the app, but the website, and add a cruise or look up the cruise. Obviously, I can't do it now because mine's already in there. But you shouldn't have to call Carnival. Now, if you want to make any changes to the reservation, that has to go through Carnival because they're our travel agent.
Yeah, if I wanted to add the packages and stuff, how do I do that?
You will be able to log in. I'm saying just see. I'm saying see
Okay,
if
just
you
see.
can,
Okay,
yeah,
hang
just
on, I
see if you
gotta.
can pull it up and add it because mine, understand that the cruise doesn't have your VIFP number on it right now.
Okay.
So it's not going to, you can't log into your thing and you see the cruise. You're going to have to add it on there.
Hang on, I gotta
And
find.
then you have to add your VIFP number to it later. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Just call Carnival or do I need to call? The best thing that came out of signed boarding times, right? Can you use the faster to fun to board sooner? Honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna say yes, no, maybe so with the faster to fun, but I personally probably wouldn't get it, but that's up to you. Does the ship provide sparkling mineral water packages as well? So Fonda, this is what those are the drink packages they provide. So if you are going to want, I don't drink sparkling water. And so I don't know if that would fall under the bubbles package. If we go to drink packages, let's see what it says.
Krista, how do
Yeah.
I put
Oh,
the VIP or how do I put the number in without logging in though?
if it doesn't let you, then log in and then add the cruise. Pepsi sodas and juice. Let's see. I don't see sparkling water on here. Um,
Hey, Krista, yes, they do charge for sparkling water.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Does the champagne? I travel with photocopy of my passport that I leave in the champagne and carry my passport and can make a Xerox copy if you don't want to lose the original. Also check Carnival app. Usually they offer a free bottle of wine at the steakhouse on the first night of sailing on the half off the second night. There you go. Just know, look at the because we have like the sail away party and all of those other things. So just make sure to look at the schedule on Hoover. Make a photocopy of your passport, bring the photocopy ashore, keep your actual passport on the ship. There you go. See, lots of different hints, but I keep my actual passport, my passport in the safe, and then I carry my passport card with me. How do I find my reservation number? The receipt paid in full, booking number won't take in carnival.com. Once I'm not recording, we may be able to look into that a little bit more, but I don't want to do that on here. Are we going to be sitting in large groups for the MDR early and late dinners? So Jeanette, again, dinner is on own. It's on your own. You are doing my time dining, and my time dining is 5:30 to 9. So if you want to go to dinner with a big group of people, you can. If you want to go to dinner just by yourself, you can. That is completely up to you. If you don't want to go to the main dining room at all, you don't have to. Completely up to you. What non-alcoholic drinks does what non-alcohol drinks does one have access to on Carnival if you do not buy any of you can drink anything. Oh, you mean free. Yeah, free juice, milk, non-bottled water, regular coffee. With sharing a cabin with another agent, does it only charge one card per person, the 200, or will they divide it or charge us both $200 hold, if that makes sense? So I have not been, now let me finish my statement before somebody unmutes and answers. On other cruise lines, when you do your check-in, they will allow you to assign cards to people. So for instance, me and my best friend, we cruise in the same cabin. I put my stuff on my card. She puts stuff on her card. I've not been on Carnival recently. So if anybody who's been on Carnival recently can affirm or deny whether or not Carnival does that, that would be appreciated. If at check-in, you can assign different cards to different people.
Yes, you can.
There we go. Perfect. So there you go, Christy. You don't have to worry about, you put your card down and whatever you swipe with your set sail pass is going to go to your card. Alexandra, the beverage package FAQ section has the price breakdown for all drink types without the package. Yep. I kind of figured it like I could, if let's just say top max, whatever. I did the math. If I could do two $20 drinks a day and I still wouldn't reach the 420 or the 419 or the whatever that price was. Just to give you an idea. Now, obviously, like most drinks don't cost $20, but I was just doing that math. Can you bring a bottle of wine on board? Yep, we talked about that. Any person over the age of 21 can bring a bottle of wine or champagne, 750 milliliters. Just understand that if you bring a bottle of wine that requires a cork screw, they will charge you a corking fee. So make sure when purchasing your wine or champagne that you bring one that pops or unscrews. Thank you. Just wanted to make sure. No worries, Monica. That's why we're doing this class, because I want to make sure everybody's prepared as a first-time cruiser. Do I have to create an account with carnival.com for my husband too, or can I just add him on mine? So Natasha, like everybody, any adult, they have their own. It makes it easier for check-in, for muster drill, and all of that. But I claim, like me personally, like I have access to, and I've claimed all of them on there. You guys can also, if you are traveling with multiple cabins. So for me, for instance, I have 2 cabins. I actually can manage both of them from my, from here. So if you guys can see here, see where it says manage another booking, you guys can put in another booking. So for me, like I have these 2 bookings. If you have a family member or kids or something, you guys are split between 2 rooms, you guys can manage another booking. And this is helpful when you are purchasing things. That way you can purchase things at the same time, especially if you're looking at excursions or something like that. Have you purchased the Faster to Fun? I'm wondering if it's worth it. I have never purchased that. I only have print documents on my to-do list and also cannot change the bedding preference. Heather, you cannot change any of the preferences on the thing because you're not the travel agent. Very similarly to when you guys are the travel agents for your clients, they can't go in and change those things. They have to call you. That's the same thing. Archer is our travel agent. We can't change them, so you have to contact them. But I have been told that during the check-in process, which again does not happen until July, what did I say, 10th? That is the day that you'll be able to go in and do your check-in, and you should be able to update your bedding as well. In the event that your bedding is not to your liking, you wanted it a king, all you have to do is tell your cabin steward and they will fix that. It's not a new mattress. They just push the beds together, put a topper on top, and they make the bed. So it's really not super difficult. And then let's see. Thank you for, oh, you're welcome, Jody. Is a $200 hold basically a deposit that you will get back, or do you want to use it towards onboard purchases? So Julia, they will put a $200 hold on your card to make sure that it's active. So what happens is you do the $200, and then typically what they'll do is like every day you'll have like another $100 that will be held on your bank account. And your daily expenditures, the daily things that you're spending, are going to come out of that money. But in the event that what they have held is more than you spent, it will take a couple of business days in order for that money to go back to your card, which is why I wanted to make sure that you guys know about that. So nobody's mad, upset, whatnot. They don't have any money or they weren't expecting those holds. That is very typical on cruise ships, unlike a hotel where they'll do like a $200 hold. Cruise lines will take a hold. Most cruise lines will take a hold every day. That $200 was is okay. So if you have 5 people on one card, it's only going to be $200. Now, if there's 2 people in your room and there's 2 different cards on file, each one's going to be $200. So for instance, my family of 4 that's going, there's only going to be one hit of 200 because we only have 1 card on file. I hope that makes sense. If you don't buy any drink packages, you can get water, tea, coffee, lemonade, juice at breakfast, only included. If you rarely drink soda or alcohol, this may be the way to go and just purchase a la carte as you go. FYI, the specialty coffee line is always long. Also, remember that you can bring your own soda on board. So if you like soda, so Carnival is a Pepsi product. They distribute Pepsi products. So if you're somebody who is not a Pepsi fan, and let's say you only drink Coke or you only drink Diet Coke, you can bring a 12-pack of soda on board per person, right? So I can bring a 12-pack of soda and I can bring a bottle of wine or champagne. Or I could bring energy drinks, or I could bring juice pouches for my kids, right? You can also hotspot your laptop to your phone and it's only one device connected. Yep. Some people just don't have hotspots. I think I have one and I just don't even use it. Wi-Fi tip, spouse and you can share one device package if you both don't need to be logged in at the same time. Correct. Yep. Like I said, you guys, it's not a per person, it's per device. So you can buy one device and then share it, right, between you and your spouse. For me, I do the 4 because at any given time, I want to be able to call my husband or the person who's watching my kids. If you've never been without communication on a cruise ship, I highly dislike it. When you're trying to find somebody on a cruise ship and you can't call them. So if you and your husband are sharing Wi-Fi, just don't ever go without them because you won't be able to find them. Are you saying if we don't get the Wi-Fi, we won't have internet? Correct. You'll be able to make phone calls and whatnot on the out when you're at port, but while you're on the ship, you will not be able. Now, the app does allow you to communicate with people in your cabin through the app. If we white label, or if we're able to get the Whova app white labeled and have access to that on the ship plan, then you'll be able to message through Whova also. But understand that the notifications don't always come through with the app texting on either one of them. So I wouldn't rely on that. A drink package, otherwise you were ordering a drink a la carte, then you will be charged that. Archer had my birthday wrong, so glad I called. That is important. Bless their hearts. And over 1K, they were bound to few wrong. No worries, right? Can you bring a case of water bottles on the ship? No, you can't. You can pre-order it with the cruise line. Plastic water bottles. No. Water in a carton, yes. So yes, cans and cartons. So if you like to drink like the Croix, is that what it's called? Like the LaCroix, like the sparkling bubbly waters, you can bring that in the can. Are we supposed to check in anywhere? Are we supposed to check in anywhere days before the cruise? So yes, all you'll need to do is your online check-in, and then you'll want to print all of that documentation. If our cruise is in the app, does that mean? No. So you have to add, you might have to add your VIFP. You can check that though. I know I had to add mine again. My booking was a little bit different, and so I had to add my VIFP. But I want to believe that when you guys did yours through Res Magic, some people were able to add that in there. Also, I remember to bring a non-important card to use. Remember to bring a non-important card to use to open your safe if you want to keep your credit card in safe. Krista, I was under the impression anyone who is going on the convention cruise, no matter, has to show up for registration on one of the 2 days to get all wristbands. That has changed. How do we? No, you have to show up. So the 22nd is pre-registration and the 23rd is registration. So you do have to show up one of those 2 days in order to get your wristbands for convention. They must come with you to, yep. And that's the other thing we talked about last night, was that they have to be the ones. So for instance, like I can't show up at registration and get my husband's stuff, even though they know my husband, even they know all of those things, they won't even let me register my husband. He has to be there. I'd want 4 devices, my husband and me. Bring his iPad. I am a sucker for the picks. Good to book now, or do you? I'm a sucker for picks. Good to book now, or do you think we Archer people will get some pick other discounts? So we aren't going to get any exclusive discounts, Joanne. I did ask that earlier, and we aren't getting any specific discounts. It is what it is. I am a huge proponent of photo packages, and I am about 90% sure that I will not be getting the photo package this time on convention, which is very, very abnormal for me. Is the Queen Mary within walking distance of the ship for convention? Yes. Very, very close. But so I'm guessing you're talking, if you're staying on the Queen Mary, yes, you'll be able to walk to the cruise port. Uh, listen, Richard, I don't make up the pricings, right? Does Carnival have a way to communicate with no Wi-Fi, such as messaging like Disney does? So, okay, answered that, Marion. So with people within your cabin, yes. You're welcome, Kim. Is there room service included with Carnival? Most cruise lines now do continental breakfast room service. An American breakfast is an additional charge, but I did not look up the specific room service. But I know that like you can't have your drinks delivered to your room, like your alcoholic beverages, and things like that. Can a bottle of wine go through the airlines? Check-in only. I have a feeling that I'm sure that there will be people at some point who will be making grocery shopping trips. So in Huva, as you guys get more familiar with Huva, people will like offer like, hey, anybody want to share an Uber? I'm going to go to the grocery store and whatnot. Let's see. All the conventions event, it will be in the same. All the conventions events. So the Queen, they're going to be in multiple rooms. So like on the Queen Mary, there's multiple different rooms that we'll be using there. And then at convention on the cruise ship, there's going to be different rooms that are used there. And they're all listed on they're all listed there in Huva of the locations. Like the sail away party is in like the Limelight. I want to say breakouts are in the Limelight. Most things are in the theater, and then some things are in the I want to say they're in like the dining room. By the way, when you're using the drink package for alcoholic drinks, they will count by your card. For example, my husband had to take my card every time he got drinks for us under the Cheers program. He couldn't use just his card for both. Yes, correct. Because they don't want people buying drinks for other people. I think that's also partially to do with why they have the 15 drink, because then people aren't sharing it. How long does it take to get around on cruise ship so not late? How long? I mean, depends. It depends on where your cabin is. Like Richard said, it depends on your cabin. It also depends on elevator versus stairs. Me personally, when I first get on a cruise ship, I get acquainted with the ship. So that way I know where things are at, what decks, whatnot. But I mean, you can get pretty much anywhere on a cruise ship in under 10 minutes. And then I'm a proponent of room service, of having like my morning coffee sent to my room, like that continental stuff. So that way I don't have to go face the world without caffeine. Where can I find my reservation number to purchase the packages? The email they sent has 7 digits and the platform only accepts 6 digits. Thank you. Celia, I would check to see if it's a 6 or 7. I would check to make sure that it's your reservation versus confirmation. It'll be like the number that you're going to be using on the Carnival site will have it's alphanumerical, so it'll have letters and numbers. What about safety muster checks? They will be done on the ship. Like when you get on board, they will send you to. I want to say the only cruise line that I know of that still does like a physical muster drill, like with the whole group, is Disney. I know with Disney, when I was on them, they still make everybody meet all together at one time. Oh, as a Coke girly, this is it is very important. Listen, this is where we talk about the ins and outs and the nitties and the gritties, right? Because I am a Coke product person myself. Let's see. Gratuities are already included. Perfect. How much cash would you bring to spend? We've never been on a cruise yet. So, okay, cash. there's only certain places that cash is going to be taken, and that's mostly the casino. So if you want to partake in the casino, then I would bring cash. Cash is king when you go to ports, and they like the USD. So make sure that you guys do bring some small bills, because in Cabo the bathroom does cost money. So make sure that you guys bring some cash for that. I think it's like $1 per person is what it was when we were in Cabo a couple of months ago. So bring some cash, but otherwise we bring cash for the casino, but then other than that, we don't really use cash for anything else because it will be charged to your sale and sign card. So if you have time to hold off buying the Wi-Fi until we know if the Hoover app is going to get white labeled. If it gets white labeled, that means that you're going to be able to access its functionalities just like you can access the Carnival app. No, the prepaid gratuities don't include your drink gratuities. The drink package, that gratuities is different with the drink package. Jeanette, Krista, you're doing a great job, and I thank you for your time and efforts with this call and all the others. You're welcome. I just logged into my booking and it won't let me change the beds from twins to king. Says yes, correct. Like I was mentioning, remember that we're not the travel agents on this, right? We're not the travel agents. We have a travel agent. So there are certain things that we can't change, but I have been told that you'll be able to update that at check-in. No worries. Gratuities are included. Do you know if possible to change? Okay, we talked about betting. Yeah, you have to add the VIFP to your booking. So just to clarify, each passenger needs their own so each passenger, if you've never sailed on Carnival, you will receive a VIFP. But if you've sailed on Carnival, then you already have one. But yes, each person has their own. So if we show up on the 22nd and register, is there anything else happening that day, or we are on our own? The 22nd, the only thing happening is registration. So Richard said there is a supermarket 5 minutes away from the Queen Mary. So you guys, if you wanted to walk there, you could as well. Do people who pay the convention ticket on the Queen Mary ever get access to Hoover? Wendy, every single person who has a ticket to convention received an email with or for the Hoover app. So everybody has that. If you did not receive the email, I would check to see if maybe you bought your ticket with a different email, then it's there.
I didn't buy a ticket yet. It was too late by the time I tried to buy a ticket. That's why I have to pay in Long Beach.
Oh, okay. So you're one of those ones. I know that there are a handful of you guys that we are having you purchase there. So you will get access to Hoover. I believe they said last night that you'll get access to Hoover once you buy the ticket on the Queen Mary.
Okay.
You can earn the points, Jess. You just aren't getting like the perks of your VIFP status. But you can earn like the sailing. I just said, or Dr. Pepper if you're Ashley. Listen, me and Ashley have already had whole conversations about Dr. Pepper. Listen, we traveled to countries together recently with no Dr. Pepper. No, you had it. Let's see. Bottles of wine must be properly packed in unbreakable, leak-proof, air-filled sleeves for the airlines to accept them. And it's okay. There you go. Chance would know. He used to work for an airline. I thought we could earn VIFP points for the kids. Okay. Bought Carnival gift cards to help with my onboard purchases. Yeah, Costco always has those like buy a gift card for a certain amount, get a certain amount, whatever. I'm not a member, so I wouldn't know, but I have heard that before. just to clarify, the Cheers package does not include wine selection, right? Uh, I think that it does include wine. I mean, it does include wine. The wine things give you, it's like a discount card. Does that make sense? Like, let's say you don't want to, you want to just, you're just going to buy wine. You're not going to buy anything else. You're not going to buy soda. You're not going to buy mocktails, cocktails, or anything else. The wine card will get you discounts. Like, it's a discount card for your wine. They used to do that with coffee cards too. Like, you could buy a coffee card to get discounted coffee, or you would buy 20, it was like a punch card for coffee as well. I don't do that anymore. I have a few questions after the recording is done. Oh, and also we'll be having casino. There's also Costco nearby Long Beach. Good to know. Amen. What would we do without you caring enough about us to go through? You're welcome, Joanne. Your time. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Do we maintain our VIFP status platinum and perks during this cruise? No. I don't believe so as far as I was told, but you can earn your nights of sailing. But crazier, weirder things have happened in life. So if your card says platinum on it and you get, I don't know what that entails, then if you made the mistake of creating an additional account like me and getting assigned another VIFP, call Carnival. Yep, they can be merged. Yep. I did a Carnival cruise about 30 years ago. Would I have a VIFP number? Yes. Do you know approximately how long the registration takes? I can make my cousin wait in the car while he brings us to register. It just depends on how long the line is. Once you're up there to get it, it doesn't take long. They just scan your they bleep your HUVA. They give you your stuff, your name badge, your shirt, your whatever. Yeah. Closest grocery store. Okay, perfect. Rachel, pay to pee what? Yes, it's Mexico. They require you to pay to pee. But it's a nice bathroom. I will say it is a nice bathroom there in Cabo. Yep. They have like an attendant. They make sure the bathroom stays clean. They give you paper towels when you're done washing your hands. Let's see. Are prescription medications okay? Absolutely. I just would say leave them in the bottles that the prescription is written on. Look up your 6-digit confirmation number under the res measurement sign. Log into your account. Okay, perfect. My question is travel warning for certain ports. Should we take a precaution? Joy, how do I say this? Do you know what level we are here in the United States? And I always, and that's something that I talk to my clients about when, if they say, hey, I'm looking to go to XYZ place and I see it's a level 3. Should I be worried about going there? You guys go do me a favor and go look at the travel level that the United States is. Right? Now, with that being said, I wouldn't go walking down random dark alleys, right? But we're not going to be there when it's dark. You're going to be in a group. You are probably either going to be doing an excursion or you're going to stay. But I will tell you that when I go to Ensenada, I don't do an excursion anymore. I literally walk the port. I walk to the shops. Like, they like us. They want us there because they want our money. So, it's not, I've never felt unsafe, but I've also never gone places that I shouldn't be. Michelle, if you're a first-time cruiser, you will not have a VIFP yet. Do they sell cider on the ships? As that's my drink, no point getting drink package. If not, I like Angry Orchard or something like that. I don't know specifically, but you can look on, like we were talking about earlier, you can look. There is an entire site of, I just picked and got the majority of things, like the big things, but you can look that somebody did mention earlier that they do have a list of all of the things that they do sell on there. I just need to blue box or something. Yes, Chanel. That's right. I bought Carnival gift cards. Okay, we talked about that. Somebody said I got Carnival cards at Target. Cool. I bought $100 increments like each week or 2 weeks. Best thing I ever did. There you go. Also, guys, you heard it here. Start saving up and start be ready for the announcement of convention for our 10-year. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Be ready. Two, maybe three. I'm sure we are pretty high independent cities. Yeah. And it depends on the city, exactly. I was told you get a pretty big bill at the end of your cruise. How true is that? Well, it depends on what you buy. If you are a shopper and you like duty free, then you might have a problem in the shops. You guys, I am not a big jewelry wearer. I stick with the same jewelry all the time. But if you get on the ship and you go to the jewelry stores, be mindful. They're not all just what they do is they get you with the duty free, right? But that's not always going to be the cheapest ways to buy jewelry on there. However, you can buy alcohol, tobacco products, and things like that duty free. And then obviously, like if you buy, and those things they do get charged to your room. And so that could be, and in the casino, they have this fun little button that you can charge money to your stateroom. So if you're a casino person, be mindful of that too. Level 1, I hadn't heard we were a level 1. That's interesting. When are they announcing? They will announce next year's convention at convention, and be ready. Yes, Miss Coco. We already know how ready we need to be. Be ready. Will you just buy the ticket like we did for this year, or will we have to pay in full for the whole convention for the 10-year? So the convention ticket, I don't think they're gonna do like a payment plan or anything. I don't know about anything other than I know where convention is, but other than that, like I don't know anything else. But the convention ticket is usually always cheapest when purchasing at convention. So with that being said, I always just have some of that reserve money. And then just like in years past or whatever, like whatever else entails in convention, you'll be able to purchase as you go along. Alice, I don't know. I don't know. What about the art auction? Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy some art, you can buy some art on there. Let's see, you might save so much money you'll go broke. My dad used to say that all the time. He's like, you can still go broke on sale. I wish we had an idea of price to be ready for the 10-year convention. That button, right? Coco, you and I already know we're gonna get in trouble. Be ready means to buy the convention tickets for next. So, yeah, so the convention ticket always goes on sale at convention, and it's always the cheapest price there. It's like a, what's that? Early saver deal.
Early bird special.
There we go. Thank you, ma'am. Y'all can tell us, we won't tell. Yeah. You know what happens if I were to even remotely slip about next year? They'd be like, Krista, you don't get to go. And let me just tell you, that ain't happening. I won this year's convention. I won this year's convention ticket last year. Yeah. I was told you this is why I have Ivy. Laugh out loud. We make sure each other doesn't buy too much. Look, it's nice to have an accountability partner as long as you both hold each other accountable and you don't make bad decisions together. Let's see. Every year y'all ask, every year the leaders are like, nope, just go to convention and wait for it. Right? I need 1 or 2 for pictures. All right, guys. Thank Thank you so much. It has been amazing. We've been on for dang near 2 hours. I will post the recording. Make sure that you guys ask the questions, get in a chat with your team if you guys aren't already. Make sure you guys do, and I'll try to put out a reminder too when it's time to do check-ins. I can't wait. It's like T minus like 80 days or something like that, just over 80 days. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.